Good. Oh, there we go. Hey, oh, there we are. Hey, look at that. What a good looking tiger that is. My name's DeadM5337, and we are still playing Timberborn. We're starting cycle 36, and the end of last episode, we were fixing our pine farm here so that some of these pine will always be ready to produce pine resin, even when the rest of them are cut down. It is an efficient use of the space. We could have made all the ones that were farther away the resin pine, but I like to use personally the checkered method. Part of that's because I personally like to slowly replace our existing pine with things like maple or chestnuts, just to get the other resources. But because this place is so freaking small, I put the chestnuts here and we're just leaving them there. That's fine. We seem to be collecting enough chestnuts to go and keep us satiated. Probably because they only need a couple to go and get their bonuses, and then they eat more bread and cattail crackers and the biscuits, maple pastries. What do they call it? Yeah, maple pastries. Because they're harder to make, they satiate more, and so on and so forth. But because other things use maple syrup, like our refinery to make catalyst, we are not catching up on the maple. So eventually we might swap out some of these to be maple trees, just to go and get some value out of them. I might put the maple trees over here just so that, it still stays in the checkered pattern, but whatever. I mean, we can plan that now. And how we plan that backwards, the other way, is by not planting. So here, and we go here, and then this one. That way we can keep the same checker pattern throughout it. How far do we want to go out is the question. We're going to put pine back. There we are. Do we want to go out too far? Let's just go out to here. There we are. Alright. Woohoo. And next time they grow, they will not replant anything in those areas, and I can replace them with maple trees. Easy enough. And then I can mark those trees for not cutting. And then our shack here, Tapper Shack, will have plenty to do between pine resin and maple. They'll have, all the things that they can. See, it's already starting to work. We've got these open here. We are slowly catching up on... Oh, good. So we've caught up on our gears, which means we caught up on our planks, which means that we will start to catch up on... As soon as we start to catch up on our pine resin, we can start filling up our sparkly planks again, which in turn will go and finish building our wonder here, and we'll finally be able to go and mine for our scrap again. But that requires these to, I think, sit for 7 days. Yeah. So they're working on it. They're trying. Poor little trees are doing their best, but they're struggling. But the kicker of, finally being ahead on the gears and them no longer eating into the planks means that we are finally, able to catch up on our wood to boot. So that is a whole mess of things all dealt with. And we're already topped up on our water, and we haven't even finished our regular season. It's going to be a bad tide, so that's going to be annoying. And it is disappointing, but it looks like the impermeable floors don't actually help the bad water here, which is a bummer. But that's okay. They ain't hurting nothing. That they're just kind of sitting there now, not doing nothing. How's our power looking? Yeah, we're producing twice the power that we need. Or almost twice. Not quite. That's fine. But, I mean, these aren't even going at their top speed. They're going half the speed. Bad tide is here, which means that we'll still have plenty of time to go and make our explosives. They're just straight up full. Our gears are done. And again, explosives just don't have... For some reason, our explosives say that we need explosives. But we don't need explosives. Say we have this, and we don't. That is weird. Alright. Well, that's fine. It's a small glitch, but they'll figure it out eventually, and they'll patch it, I'm sure. But as we're going on, it looks like sparkly planks are still struggling to maintain. Do we have any resin? No, it's not even on our list. Okay. Even our dirt excavator needs sparkly planks to be rebuilt. But that's okay, because our dirt excavator is literally for mining dirt, and the only thing that's eating our dirt currently is right here. And we're just going to prioritize you by haulers, just so that we go and fill up our mud pits. Don't want them sitting there empty. Everything is running at its best efficiency it can. Wood is going down. Pine resin, we popped up for a second, and we had sparkly planks for just a second, and it's gone. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're still using the pine resin as fast as we can go and get it. But that might change once the rest of these pop up and are supplying our resin needs. These are still working on popping up normally. So 6 more days and they should be done, and then we can mark these ones for not cutting and then replace them with maple trees. And that'll be okay. We are in no rush. We are producing just enough maple to go and keep, you know, operation, just not at efficiency. But our maple pastries are taking all the maple syrup first, so that's the important part. Because as long as the maple pastries are kept being made, I'm okay with the catalyst struggling to keep up. Wood is slowly keeping up. Our planks are over 1,000. That's good. Our gears are almost full. Woohoo. We are just literally stuck by Chuck. And we need more pine resin. More and more pine resin. Yes. Are you full? No. You seem to be keeping up just fine all by yourself. That might change a little later, but that's fine. What are you at? You're at 71. Okay. So you guys are going to pop into full size soon. You are almost ready to go and produce more pine resin. You just did. So we're gonna see how things work in just a little bit. Alright. We still have all of our resources. We still have all of our beavers having fun. We're just kind of stuck like Chuck. Boo, boo, boo. And waha. What are our macro beds looking like? They have no use whatsoever. That is important. Because if they aren't being used, that means that they aren't being required. And as long as they aren't being required, I'm okay with them not being used. We only have 4 of them, so. Don't know if you guys can tell, but I have a doggo next to me right now, and she is sniffing for food. I don't have any food for her. But she thinks I do. Just a second, let me go and deal with the dog who's whining in the background. Lay down. Lay down. Alright, hopefully that'll satiate her for a moment. And if you ask her, that moment has already passed. I don't care. She is just being spoiled. That's what I get for having an old puppy. Thinks the whole world has to revolve around her puppiness. Alright. And these pumps are working as fast as they can. When it's down to only one, they can't quite keep it in there as fast enough to go and overflow. But is there anything we can do to improve that? I mean, we can. We can be really annoying. We're stuck doing absolutely nothing, so might as well. We're going to be really annoying. It's going to seem silly and wasteful, but doesn't really matter. Water's going to flood back in here. That's going to be annoying, but whatever. Okay. So now we're going to delete those. And what we're going to do is we're going to clone you, 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 and you. Awesome. All right. So they're going to take advantage of everything that they can. We are cutting and planting trees. We have finally gotten into the 800 on the tree mark. Good, good. We still don't have any resin, pine resin left over. But we appear to be making a dent in the planks, which tells me that we're almost running at maybe close to efficiency on the getting the pine resin. That's good. These aren't popped yet, so we can't go and fix that for the maple. But double check and see if any of these are actually covered in pine resin. Because if any of them are actually covered in pine resin for too long, then we know that this is not enough. I don't see any. So the one tapper shack seems to be more than enough to operate the pine trees that have currently sprouted. We'll have to check again later because a lot of them just sprouted. so they aren't necessarily all producing pine resin as fast as they should. Let's make this 8.5. That way, they aren't sucking on air. Alright, so you're operating great. Network supply, we are producing more than enough power. You guys are fighting for treated planks. I didn't realize that's what you guys operated on. That's fine. That is a-okay. We might end up a little shy on water this season, just because of the evaporation of both tanks while this is being built. But we are going as fast as we can. Can only get treated planks so fast. Alright, and we're starting to even move into stuff. We have one more row of pine trees that are still working on popping up so that they can pull up or tear down the pine trees that we don't want in our little grid here. Let me go and see. Yeah, we're up to 500 treated planks in there. That's fine. I'm starting to see the pine resin actually stay in our inventory here. If you can see it, it pops up and it says 2 for just a second longer than it used to. Which means that we might be getting close to our efficiency that we need. So we might be getting just enough pine resin to operate the 2 wood workshops that are in our normal factory system. Not including our reserve here for when we finally catch up. There we are. One of these is operational. We are out of water in our main tank here. Or our main reserve tanks. And then our main tank here is finally below our straws, which means that we are no longer sucking up water as normal. So we don't have to worry about these losing stuff to evaporation until they finish it. I will state though that with all 6 of them, they'll be moving 1.5 meters a second a flow rate. That is going to be fantastic. That should keep this part topped off for the entire time that there's any water in here. Which means that we will be as efficient as we possibly can be. Alright. It looks like all of our parts are done. So we're going to not cut down the parts that are empty. Now. Huzzah. And it's going to take forever to reap the benefits of it. But now is as good a time as any to go and plant these as maples in order to gain some benefit of it. And I might be able to see some of the benefit before we end the series. Is it likely? No. But we might. But that being said, let's double check our pines here and see if any of them have any resin on them. I don't see any. If you guys do, I'm sure you'll tell me. Yeah, literally, they just popped with pine resin and he's already taking it out. So, he's working as fast as he can. The little robot dude. She? I don't know. Ships and cars and the like, tend to be she's. I think that if it's going to be a robot of servitude, it's probably going to be a he. Make that way you don't feel so bad about suffering. We live in a very interesting culture. Alright, and that's all the maple saplings planted, which means that eventually we might gain some maple from this person right here. Oh, and now the pines are actually working. We are almost efficient with our sparkly planks. Alright. That is its own, hurrah. One more? Treated planks, okay. Everything that I'm building is, of course, requiring treated planks, which is the one thing that this thing needs. Which means that literally what I did was I slowed it down by approximately 100 treated planks. Oh my goodness. All because I wanted to be more efficient. Oh my. Okay. So we're going to make you. We're going to clone you. Put you there. We're going to go to water. We're going to go discharge. Put one here. And I saw a different spot that I could go. Yeah, here we are. Right there. And we're going to put you, and you both are going to be automated on that one. And you're going to be automated on that one. And We're going to duplicate you and put you there. Good. And we're going to take you and we're going to duplicate you and put you there. Good. So, we're going to go depth sensor 1, that one. Depth sensor 2, that one. And you, we're going to operate when we're below 1. And you are going to shut off when we're at... wait. And you are going to do that one. There we are. And you two are going to be automated by that thing. And automated by that thing. And you are going to be prioritized by haulers. Robot. Prioritized by haulers. Robot. And we're just going to keep our main thing filled up. May seem silly, but it is a way to go and solve this. I mean, we have the water to spare. Reset when you turn on, yes. And you guys are trying really hard. It's just a big area. Okay. And this marks when it's when 1 meter is greater than the water that's in there. And this goes on when this is greater than 1/2. Okay. So great. The kicker is this is kind of... they're just kind of dumping enough to go and feed the whole system. So I'm wondering if it's just not 2 are not enough. So if we do that, and we clone you and we rotate, are you guys able to actually catch up? Because then there's at least 4 of them. What is their fluid? Productivity 53%. I don't understand why you're only 53%. But whatever. Let's look at the depth sensor. We're at 0.5 meters. Not even close. I mean, we start to build up and then we cut down. Are we slowly catching up? Maybe. Barely. But we are. Okay. So, we're going to let these operate to go and keep this above nothing. And you are just set to obtain, right? Obtain. We're just going to have you keep there. Woohoo. Prioritize the haulers. Let's go. Just because it's a shorter distance to all four of these. You are doing just fine all by yourself. Probably because this is a closed system and we don't have nearly the evaporation that other places do. Again, we're running low on wood. Did I take too many of the trees out of circulation? I might have. I might have just taken just a few too many trees out of circulation for wood chopping to go and keep up because we're still eating into the wood through the planks, which are feeding the sparkly planks, but we aren't making quite enough pine resin to operate our other thing to go and speed that up. But we are up to almost 600 treated planks into this. So, woohoo. Oh, and we did finish this. Good. Power input, yeah, okay. Alright, so we currently are eating more power than we're producing. However, that's because we have no wind. I don't know why we have no wind, but we have no wind. I wonder, can we, for silliness, do that? Can you guys reach all those? I mean, if you can, why not? Construction behind. That's fine. If you can't, I mean, we can fix that. Stair, stair, and stair. Just because we can, why not? And then trees. More oaks. Right there. And we'll cut trees. Right there. That's fine. We're missing some of these because of the zip line, but that's okay. Every little bit helps. All right. Our pine resin is still floating around 2. Which is more or less just the transfer rate. So our pine resin is producing almost as fast as we are producing sparkly planks. Which is not the same as we are producing sparkly planks as fast as we're producing pine resin. Because one is saying we're almost at efficiency, the other is saying we are, going as best as we can. we can see this by productivity 87%. We are doing okay. Meanwhile here, all we need is planks and paper, and we can operate at not nearly the efficiency we want to, but we don't have any haulers either in that one. Let's do one that actually has haulers. There we are. Why are you only 18%? Because we're pretty much full. Got it. It's hard to be efficient when you don't need to be. Paper? Yeah, paper we're much more efficient on, but again, no haulers. We're just gonna boost that up. Why not? Get that productivity up there. Alright. 86%. Let's go. Alright, let's scoot down here, take one more look at the pine resin, see if anything is popping up and just sticking around. No, that one tapper shack seems to be more than enough to go and cover this area. Good. Good. So he's doing the best that he can, it's just this is not fast enough. And until we go and catch up on our wood again, this will be more than, or this will be as fast as it can go. But thank goodness I went and marked some of these for not to be chopped down, because we just straight up need the pine resin. We're keeping caught up on all of our produced equipment. It's just wood. And when these pop again, they'll be flooded with wood. So easy peasy. And the maple saplings are a third of the way done to just grown. Not even to producing maple, just grown. Our maple pastries are full. Our bakery has stolen the maple saplings, so they're not in want. Good. Which means that our catalyst is just producing as much as it can. That's the important part. Our scrapyard is stealing every plank that it can in order to operate. Just like we need the sparkly plank. Oh my goodness. Alright. We are starting to see some of the pine resin pop in. Not enough to validate turning on one of these things, but it is enough to go and show that we are starting to finally catch up. Which means these are moving at the highest efficiency that they can, 96. Fantastic. They are full. We are catching up on the pine resin. Fantastic. We're still chopping down trees as fast as we can. Good. So the oak trees are when we go and build up. The pine trees are just to go and bide us time, basically. And keep us operational. Not at great speeds, but at good speeds. Alright. All the things are nice. What is our water like? We are at 2,000 left. Gross. What is our water depth here? Okay, so we're high enough to where they can swim. So this is enough to counteract all the evaporation that's happening. Okay, so that is good information to know. And we must be producing a decent amount of maple because our mechanical beavers are up to 95. So we are doing everything that we can. Should we add more water tanks is the question. And the answer to that is if you think that you could or should, if you think you could, you probably should. Alright. You gone. You duplicate. Right there. There. And then small piles. We're going to just put you there. And you guys are all going to be sparkly planks. Just because I want there to be some sparkly planks in this area. We're not going to have you on a chain, we're going to have you just be have. To 13. Oh my goodness. So we are burning through a whole lot more water to keep this full. That is annoying. But it looks like we'll have enough. And that's the important part. Alright. Time to go and check on our wonder here. 744. 45. Aha. And we're at 66%. Nice. Okay. So, making these all not be cut down has been a very valuable thing for our pine resin. It has made our wood problem just as annoying, but you know. Why are you... do you seriously just not reach there? You do. You just seriously don't reach there. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Here we are, and we are almost out of water, which means adding that extra tank was very important. And if we duplicate you up there, we can delete you down here. And then we can duplicate you right there. Alright. And that's the end of cycle 36. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Please be sure to go and like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun things. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.